Hey everyone, how about a nice magazine flip through? What do we have tonight? This looks like the Life magazine that I promised you. This is from January 3rd, 1955, and at that time, you could pick this up for 20 cents. I thought this was a really interesting magazine. It's the special food issue, and it says Mass Luxury, a 73 billion market basket, and we have this great picture of an old 50s shopping basket, and if you take a close look, you can see some of the old brands, crackers and milk and spaghetti, nuts, ham. Let's go ahead and flip this open, and if you've probably been watching my magazine reviews, you know I like to pay particular attention to old marketing and so forth, so I think we're going to find a lot of cool stuff to look at. This is 1955, the year that Doc Brown invented the flux capacitor, if you watch Back to the Future. And we have a nice ad for Cannon towels. Save now on Cannon towels at your favorite store. Here's a good ad for BF Goodrich. BF Goodrich, safety liner tubeless, gives revolutionary blowout and skid protection, yet costs no more than tire and tube. Now, the rest of the magazine is focused on the food industry in the United States at that time. And we have articles on agriculture, livestock, some really, really brilliant photography here. And some very sweeping views of the breadbasket of America. And as you'll see coming up, some harbingers of things that would actually become kind of scary later on down the road. For instance, injecting steroids into livestock, which in the 50s was considered a good innovation, but now has come under a lot of fire because some people worry that the very same steroids are finding their way into the bodies of our children, which isn't a good thing. But I do think these are beautiful pictures. Here's a good old ad with one of the Campbell's kids on it. And it's for vegetable soup. And actually that doesn't look half bad. Preparing a meal in a 50s household. Here's ways to cut down on kitchen work. And of course this is a time before a lot of the innovations that we have in our kitchens today. And here is a simple changes, fewer steps. But look at these pictures and they just look mind-boggling. Look at the recommendations and these amazingly complex kitchen arrangements from the 50s. And it should make you just appreciate how good we have it now. Because this looks insane. Cooking tricks and tools. A diamond is forever. Here's a very green ad for diamonds. Biggest appetite. Beautiful cityscape here. This is New York City. And another picture of an outdoor market. Sometimes I wish I had a time machine so I could go back and just look at how things were in this sort of crucial time in between technologies when we were on the cusp of a lot of the things that we have now, yet we also still had a lot of simplicity. Me and Mary sometimes think that having been born in the 70s, in a way the 70s was a lot like the 50s in a weird sort of way, and we kind of feel like we're that last generation of simplicity. You know, we had 3 channels on television, and we only dialed 4 numbers on our telephone. There were no cell phones. It was a different time. Now here's an interesting ad for Alabama. It says Confederate battle flags to battling bass, and it says you'll find everything in Alabama. Here's the richly romantic storybook Old South you've always longed to see, plus fish-filled lakes and streams, wonderful sunny Gulf beaches, mountains ablaze with blossoms, lush green golf courses, all sports, Confederate museum treasures, forts and battlefields, visible remains of Indian civilizations, fascinating old plantations, awe-inspiring hydroelectric dams, everything to make a perfect holiday. Alabama, that's where I live, and it is a beautiful place, and it is, there's a lot going on here. I love this picture right here. This drawing of a supermarket from the 50s. I just think this is just a beautiful drawing. If I could, I would frame it. I don't know if you can see all of it. It's just amazing. Here's pictures of sorting vegetables that would end up in canned goods and TV dinners. A huge overlooking picture of Seabrook Farms complex operation. The farmer and his government. The history of an Iowa family's full life shows good and bad points of our policy in agriculture. And I'm sure this is a fascinating article to read. The magazine's sort of coming apart right here, so I have to be a little bit careful. Here's an ad for Baker's Chocolate. The hard way to make hot chocolate and cupcakes, but they still look good. A wonderful 2-page ad for Buick, and boy, what they say back in the 50s, a Buick was a Buick. It didn't look like any other car. One way to always tell a Buick is right here. Beautiful cars. Franco-American beef gravy. Famous for making SpaghettiOs now. Old Gold. I don't think that cigarette brand exists anymore. I don't buy cigarettes, but I've never actually seen it. And I think if I found a pack of Old Gold, I probably would just buy it to put on my bookshelf. Just like if I found a pack of Fatima cigarettes. You know, just because... Not to smoke, but for the old radio show. Here's a When is Christ Coming ad to get religious material. Alka-Seltzer. right below the Winston ad, because I do think that smoking cigarettes causes heartburn. Blue Shield. Here's all the medicines. We have cough relief, Vicks. Next to Piper's Tobacco, Kivowets, fight fatigue and overeating the drugless natural way. Okay, some kind of health food stuff. And then we have a great little cartoon ad for Tums. I always love these little cartoon ads. And then royal pudding, pie filling. Traditional dishes that do us proud. Cornhead's historic list. This is the corn collection. I just think that's kind of a neat picture. Authentic fare with an American flavor. Can you believe this is George Michael you're listening to right now? Sounds like a crooner, doesn't he? Here's recipes that generations of cooks have sworn by, and we have spoon bread, corn relish, cornbread, Indian pudding, corn oysters, Rhode Island Johnny cakes, baked beans, fried chicken, chili con carne, pumpkin pie, cod chowder, sautéed salmon steaks, turkey hash, farm-style beef stew, crab gumbo, and scrapple. If you want any of these recipes, just shoot me a comment. I'll be more than happy to send it to you. The U.S. goes out to lunch. Article about the different eating habits of different people. Our Army soldier in the field eating his sea rations, and then we have a picture of Angela Lansbury and Basil Rathbone eating their catered lunch during a movie shoot. Just all kinds of different lunch scenarios. Secretary of State John Foster Dulles eats a sandwich. Amid all of this, plenty, ouch. And it's talking about heartburn and all the ailments. Electric Shave by Williams. Wow. For once I see ads that aren't about a collapsing economy. Oh, if only I was born 60 years ago. Now, of course, then I'd be going broke like everybody else still. I love this picture. Stomach upset. Pepto Bismol is like, if you're going to do the food issue, we want a big ad in it. The study of waste and taste, and look at this sightsee looking pictures. If you hear any scratching in the background, that's Friday in the cat box. He's very thorough. It's kind of insane. Okay, Friday, I think you got it. He makes sure it's covered up. This is interesting. This is talking about the case at that time, Dr. Sam Shepard murder case. He was arrested and charged with killing his wife, and he actually was the basis for the television series and movie called The Fugitive. The movie had Harrison Ford and Tommy Lee Jones, and the Sam Shepard inspired that. So it's interesting that this is still in the news. So. And finally, there goes the fastest man on the face of the earth. Holloman Air Force Base, New Mexico. I know a lot about that place. And Ballantine Ale. You know, it's 1955, so sit back, have your drink. Enjoy prosperity. Or have your Coca-Cola. Okay, I hope you enjoyed this little trip back to the more innocent time. And we'll let Tony Bennett finish off this song and show you the cover again. And I see that Friday is done and he's lurking under the table here. So, hey Friday. All good? He's like, I'm looking for a toy. Anyway. I hope you enjoyed this review, and I'll do plenty more.